Welcome to our online golf class here at quickfixgolf.com. Just go to quickfixgolf.com and you can see when the classes are, what the topic is, and how to get on and join us and have some fun. And we laugh and we carry on and we act like a bunch of idiots. And sometimes we actually learn something. Sometimes. So today's topic is tempo, rhythm, and balance. There's Darren, who's busy teaching at Tupelo Bay still. And that's me. That's my high school picture. I don't look like that anymore. With the PGA Pros at Tupelo Bay, that's Tupelo Bay Golf Course, which has remained open in all this shenanigans that's going on. And there's our website. So just go, if you want to have a free analysis of your swing, for those of you that don't know us yet, just video your swing with your cell phone and you can go to our website and load it up where it says online lessons, get a free lesson, or you can attach it to an email. Now, can tempo fix swing faults? Let me tell you something. Somebody like a Jim Furyk has excellent tempo and rhythm because he has to. Yes, the answer is yes to this. Yes, it can fix swing faults. It doesn't necessarily fix swing faults. I shouldn't have said the word fix. I'm wrong. It should say it can overcome swing faults. It can compensate for swing faults. Because bottom line is you're trying to get that golf club to the golf ball 3 degrees more close than where it was when it started, and the hand's about 3 degrees higher, and the path about 3 degrees to the right. That's dreamland, but that's what you're aiming for. And if you, especially guys that have a lot of movement in their backswing, they need to swing slower and give it time to unravel. It's not so bad to have a fast backswing. It's bad to have a fast backswing that's very complicated because it needs time to unravel. And that's sort of what Jim Furyk has. And so his tempo and his rhythm is excellent because he's got to wait at the top and wait for that club to soften back up and come down more shallow because he goes up so steep, comes back down shallow. So tempo can overcome swing faults. I'm going to change that because it doesn't fix, it overcomes. It can supersede a swing fault. I mean, a compensation, they talk bad about compensations in the golf swing, but they're not necessarily bad if you know what the compensation is and you're able to perform it. And if you can control your tempo, you can get the club to unravel just the right time, which is impact, and be consistent. Can your golf clubs affect your tempo? Yes, si, oui, monsieur. You got that right. Let me tell you how the story goes. If you ever heard of Henry Griffiths, which is a golf club company that's sort of, I don't know, I think they still exist somewhere, but they're really small. But they were one of the first guys in 1990 to really do fitting. And the name of the company, Henry Griffiths, is Jim Griffiths and Randy Henry, two golf pros that were teachers. They weren't golf club makers. But they found, or they were convinced in the way that the method that they teach, because they teach balance, that they couldn't get somebody to go to balance, and we're going to cover that in a second, with the wrong golf club configuration in their hand. That if a club was too stiff for them, they swung too hard, or their tempo and their rhythm was affected. If the club was too long for them, and etc. So they would start the lesson by having all these 6-irons on the ground in different configurations. And they would go through a couple of those clubs until they found just the right configuration for the guy to say, okay, we're going to do the lesson with this club in your hand. Because it's the only way we can get you to swing with the right tempo and the right rhythm and the right balance is by having the right configuration in your hand. And I've seen personally, as I learned fitting from the two of them, because I went all the way to, they were in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I think it's Idaho, but it's Coeur d'Alene, wherever that is. And beautiful territory, beautiful. And really sat down and picked their brain and stayed there for a whole week and took all their courses and everything else. And they're right. I mean, in the sense that I can see a golf club where I give somebody a half-inch longer golf club and their whole swing goes to pieces. Literally. Give them a lie angle that's too flat and their swing goes to pieces. Because now their swing has to try and overcome that configuration. So, yes, your golf club's going to affect your tempo. How do you know this? You're going to have to deal with somebody that knows what we're talking about right now. A lot of the younger pros might not think of it this way because, everybody today is more numbers on a computer. The numbers on the computer are accurate, but they don't tell you that you made your best swing, and those are the numbers you should be chasing. So that's a whole other conversation. But yes, your golf clubs can make a heck of a difference on your tempo rhythm. Are there drills for developing better timing? You betcha. CCC, wee wee, ho ho. Put together your feet and take some short swings with a 9-iron or a wedge. And get the rhythm of feeling the rhythm of your arms swinging. Not trying to hit the ball as far as you can hit it. If most of the time what I see all day long on the range is people that are tense, grab the club like they got their mother's lost throat in their hand, and they're squeezing it so tight that I don't know how they can get any feeling of tempo or rhythm. You gotta just take to short swings, put your feet together, and I understand that in a sense, you pay $10 for a basket of balls, and you say I'm gonna waste my basket of balls just hitting little short shots with my arms, and I buy I get that 100%, which is why I think it really pays to have some wiffle balls in the backyard. And just go out there and just put your feet together and swing your arms and feel the tempo. You want to use a wedge or sand wedge. Why? Because they're the heaviest clubs in your bag. And so you really feel the head as you're swinging that head. Probably the head weight on a sand wedge is probably around 330 grams, which is the heaviest head in the bag. A driver, for instance, is 200. So it gives you an idea, and all the other ones are in between. If you look at a set of clubs that belongs to a one handicap or two handicap or scratch player, etc., you'll notice the one club in their bag that's mostly worn, well, all the score markings are worn, is the wedge. They'll hit a lot of short iron shots because they know you make most of your money 85 yards and in, as they say on tour, 85 yards and in. And some of you, what I see is they going, hey, I can hit my wedge 125. I say, yeah, good for you. Well, the gap wedge, I don't try to hit the gap wedge more than 90 yards because if I hit it more than 90 yards, I'm just not going to be that accurate with it. Pitching wedge, maybe 110. I don't hit it much further than that on purpose. In fact, I look at my clubs, I say from 6-iron on down is one set of clubs, from 5-iron on up is another set of clubs for two completely different reasons. The 5-iron on up is to just move the ball down the obstacle course and get it down there as far as I can. The rest of the clubs are trying to get the ball as close to the hole as possible. And I don't care if I don't hit my 6-iron 155 yards. So what? Yeah, I can hit it 180 if I want to, but then I'm running up the RPM real hard, and I'm going to have mishits, and I'm going to have all kinds of problems. I want consistency. Grip pressure needs to be light, really light. I drop everything. My grandmother used to yell at me when I was a kid all the time. I drop everything out of my hands. But I've been playing since I was 9, and I was taught that right from the beginning. I hold everything really, really light in my hands. I'm always dropping my keys all the time. I hold everything really, really light. I mean, I barely have a hold of the golf club. And you say, well, is it going to get out of your hand or whatever? The club's going to twist in your hand. It's not going to twist in your hand if you hit the center of gravity of the golf club. It is going to twist in your hand if it's out on the toe or in the heel. But another thing that you normally would do, if you were a boxer, you'd have your hands real soft. And then as you make impact with the other boxer, your hand tightens up. So the same thing happens with golf. You barely have a hold of the golf club. And then when you make impact, they'll tighten up all by themselves. You won't have to even think about it. But I had really light grip pressure, which also helps me take the club back slower because I feel like I have to take it back slower because I barely have my hands on it. And if you look at some of these Korean players lately, they're unbelievable. They go up to the top of the backswing and they stop. They could almost stop, smoke a cigar, and then come down. Find the perfect landing place, the follow through. This is Randy Henry and Jim Griffiths. They will tell you that balance is not a thing to do, it's a place to go. So let's pretend that you hit a shot and you smoke it. You hit the best shot you hit in a long time. Stop. Hold that position in your balance. Hold it. Memorize where that is. Because if you want another shot just like that one, you just have to go to the same place in their way of thinking. That's how they teach. So balance is not a thing to do, it's a place to go. Now ballet dancers think the same way. They go to places. And their balance is unbelievable, of course. But that's for another day, but we're going to do that. We're going to get a ballet dancer as a special guest, and I'm going to tell you, you're going to be shocked. You're going to say, well, they should be the ones doing golf lessons. It's amazing. So balance something to do. It's a place to go. So when I hit the shot, I'm trying to go to the balance position. Randy Henry would tell you, you can't do that if you have the wrong golf club in your hand. Maybe he's right, maybe he's not, but I've seen a lot of evidence for it. that you need the right club to have good balance and good rhythm and good tempo. All right, so there's our website again. If you want to see what your rhythm looks like, because I can run it full speed, just get out your cell phone, video your swing, and then send it to me. And now I'm going to open up the mics for some questions. Who's got a question? There goes the microphones. Go for it. Hello. But that's good. I just put the audience in a coma.
All right, Bob, I'll try a question.
Go ahead.
We're kind of thinking that equipment is at the, the least important facet of the swing and our game. But what you're telling us today is, you mentioned a half-inch longer club or the wrong flex in the shaft or the wrong, you know what I mean?
Yeah, here's the thing I learned from Griffiths. Because let me say how that started. In 1990, when I started doing the golf academy in Virginia, I have to admit I knew nothing about golf clubs. I can tell you right now, when I played on the tour in the 70s, nobody knew anything about golf clubs practically. One or two guys, maybe that was it. Nobody else knew. I'd seen Lee Trevino try 40 drivers at once on the driving range at Doral and turn them all down. Pay the guy anyway and just tell him, drive him away. They would just,
right.
at a process elimination, hit this, hit this, hit this, hit this. Oh, bingo, that's the one I want. And they just knew it by feel. That's the old players, So I didn't really know why one club performed well and the other one didn't. So I started searching and I found this Henry Griffiths thing. So I took me and the two guys I had working with me to their class in North Carolina. They were doing one. And we did the whole week and we learned. And I saw with my own eyes how one guy, you'd give him a half-inch longer golf club and his rhythm went to pieces. It was the tail wagging the dog. The club was just too big for him. Then you can see a high deflection shaft golf club, which was stiffer. And now the guy's swinging harder because he's trying to flex the shaft and he can't. Most of those shafts in the Henry Griffiths wagon were actually low deflection shafts. They were softer flexes than what's out there in most of the industry. And it really helped people pop, everything they're saying about the low center of gravity club head, the shaft was kicking the ball up in the air more than that. Because when you have a low deflection shaft, the shaft bows forward as you're hitting and that adds loft to the golf club.
Right. So I had talked to Darren before that, we purchased our clubs a year ago, 8 months ago, 2 years ago.
Right.
And we're doing the lessons in the clinics. I mean, we never get to try another club. I know now you got some in with the Callaways and the other brand.
Yeah, we have the Callaway and the Tour Edge. I wish we had the Henry Griffiths, but I don't know if they're even still in business. I don't know. We'll look it up afterwards and see if I can find where they are. But you're saying you bought a set a year ago from us, or where'd you buy them?
Yeah. Remember, I got the single length clubs you made.
Oh, Charlie. It's Charlie. I'm sorry, Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole other set of gimmicks.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. My point is, if we're swinging the same clubs every day at the range, on the course, at the clinic, how will we know if we have the right club in our hand or not?
Well, you have to count on Darren and I.
Yeah. Okay.
You were just starting. So the single length golf club, as far as I'm concerned, is a no-brainer when it comes to somebody just starting out. It makes it so much easier for them. One ball position, one setup, one everything. And secondly, if they have a bad back.
Right. So you don't have to bend over.
If you got a bad back, I'm telling you.
Right. Yeah. No.
Or if you're in jail,
I'm just throwing it out there.
You don't want to use them in jail either, because if you have to bend over there, you're in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Bobby, another question. This is Justin. The Korean golfers that go very slow on the way back and then pause at the top. Are you saying you like that? Is there any downside to be so deliberate and taking that pause at the top?
No, I don't. They might have picked it up from Matsuyama because he was a lot like that because he's Japanese. But it just might be that somebody teaching in Korea was really high on it and probably was teaching these guys when they were younger. And that's why there's several of them, like that. Some of that could happen. I remember I used to be a guy in Miami called Buck White. That you always knew when it was a student of Buck White because they took the golf club back the same way, every single one of them. And there's where we differ. In other words, I don't like the idea of having a specific method and then making everybody do it. Because people are different, you know, and your tempo and your rhythm's different, and how you react to things are different. But if you can take the club back a little slower and feel like you're taking it back more with your chest, I feel like I'm taking it back with my chest. I bring it down with my arms. I take it back with my chest. I bring it down with my arms. Because if I take it back with my chest, I'm going to be slower. I'm going to be more deliberate. If I take it back with my hands, I'm going to be quick. That's what I do. That might work for you. It might not. You might go, oh, crap, Lopez, you screwed me all up. I said, okay, let's try something else. That's the way it goes. You know, that's the way it is.
Where's that drill you were talking about?
Which drill?
You said you had a drill for us for tempo.
Oh, yeah, we did that, but I'll go back. Let me go back. Previous. Here you go. Put your feet together and take short swings. You can do that in the backyard with a wiffle ball, even now with the being sequestered. Hit a lot of short iron shots. That really helps the rhythm. And get a lot of, light grip pressure. Work on hitting shots with very, very light grip pressure. And then work on your balance when you finish the shot. When you finish the shot, try and hold the position where you land when you're done and stay there. Hold it. Memorize it. Where am I? Am I on my left heel? Am I on my left toe? Am I on the ball of my foot? Where am I? Where did I land? And what kind of flight did I get? If I love the golf shot, I want to memorize where this place is that I landed. Because if what Henry would tell you, he'd say, if you won't go to the same place every time, why should the ball do that? So you need to go to the same place every time when you follow through.
Is there an ideal spot?
Yeah, when you hit your best shot. You roast one and you hit, the best shot you can hit. And you say, wow, if I could just go there again. If you think of it as saying not hit the ball there again, if I can get me to go there again. Because if I go to the right place, the rest is going to take care of itself. That's their theory. Hello? I didn't make it up. I stole it from them. So don't yell at me. But it works. It really works. I mean, if you look, one of the things I would say as a rule of thumb is when you hit a shot, especially hitting 8-iron, 9-iron wedges, hit the shot, freeze, hold your position, watch the ball fly, and don't move till that ball hits the ground at least. And try and say to yourself, where am I? Am I leaning back on my left heel? That's not good. Am I, George Knudsen used to talk about, as the great Canadian golfer, about how landing flat on your left foot, that he was so impressed at how Hogan could do that. And it took him 18 months to figure out how Hogan did it. Of course, back then you didn't have video, and Hogan would never tell you. So he figured it out, how to land on his left foot flat with excellent balance. In fact, hold on a second here. I just happen to have George Knudsen. Georgie, where are you, buddy? Come on over here. Oh, Knudsen. Starts with a K. Where is he? I'm almost certain I have him. Please tell me I have him. There he is. There he is. George Knudsen. This guy was a heck of a ball striker. And here was another thing. You see that stick? The stick is on his heels. He aligned himself with his heels, not his toes. Of course, he had one leg shorter than the other, which maybe had some influence of that. Boom. See how quiet his left foot is? You look at that versus what these young players are doing today. You look at Justin Thomas. Where do you go? Oh, yeah, Thomas Driver. Here it is. And you look at his left foot. He goes airborne. Because in George's day, he was trying to be accurate. These kids today, they're just trying to knock the living snot out of it. Big difference. In fact, George Knudson was the one that beat Chico Miartuz that I used to take lessons from in the LA Open. They tied and went into, I always like to say extra innings, but what the heck do they call it? Extra holes. And Chico missed a putt for about 4 feet to lose. And he was so mad that he went to there was sliding glass windows at the clubhouse there, and he took his hand and punched it right through the sliding glass windows and cut his whole arm up, and that was the end of his golfing career. But he was a hot-headed Argentinian. His nephew used to come down to visit. He would beat the crap, scared the hell out of me. I thought he could beat the crap out of me. But he knew the golf swing, I'll tell you that. He had an unbelievable golf swing, too. Unbelievable. Any other questions? Hello?
I'm good.
All right. I'll have this posted right away. And I'll tell you what else we'll do. Let's do this real quick, just for the heck of it. Just for the heck of it. Let's see if... Henry Griffiths. They are still in business somewhere. Yeah, there they are. I think Randy Henry has passed on, as has Jim Griffiths, I think. How they train to go to certified fitter, find a perfect... They were the first ones to really do the club fitting routine. Oh, look, they got Tiger's picture here. Loft, lie angle. Let's see what it says here. Oh, wait a minute. Was it saying something about Bernhard Langer here? Stop it. Will you come on? I hate all these pop-ups. How Bernhard Langer ended up with artisan irons from Tiger's longtime club maker. What's that got to do with Henry Griffiths? No, that's an ad on the side then. See, so Henry Griffiths, I guess they still have clubs. I guess. I don't even see here. It doesn't, isn't this weird? Maybe I clicked on the wrong thing. Maybe I clicked on the wrong thing. Here you go. Henry Griffiths. There's the home page. Let me see. Well, you can go check this out and see what you read on there. But they were the first guys that, as far as I know, that really started leading the whole idea of fitting. And boy, those heads have gone a long way. All right, gang. Hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow.
Thank you, Bobby.
Tomorrow we have.
Beautiful.
Let me see who's tomorrow. Tomorrow we have chipping drills for saving par. Everybody was asking about short game, so there it is. All
Bobby,
right.
you're repeating this tonight, correct?
I'm repeating what we just did tonight, 8 o'clock. So tell your friends. If you have friends who play golf, will you tell them?
Absolutely.
Tell them, get your tail over there.
Absolutely. And I'll be there.
All right, partner. Hasta luego.
All right, Bobby.
Stay safe. Wash your hands.
Take it easy, Bobby.
Wash your hands.